everybody, I'm Rob Swavely, and welcome to VisitR, another episode of my podcast that I'm so excited to keep going with, and it just seems to get so much traction. I have another very awesome, important guest that I'm very honored to have on the show, Josh Caso, otherwise known as Caso. Now, for those who may not know Caso or anything, let's have Caso. Welcome to the show. Tell us about yourself.
Hello.
I love you. I missed you. You flew in from you were in the West Coast not too long ago.
Not too long ago.
And you flew back and just in time for the show. Actually, the timing was just perfect.
Lots to update you on, but I'm currently.
Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? Let's.
What do you think it's been?
Well,
how long
with us?
Yeah. Since the last time I've even seen you.
Just so you know, I've been posting a lot of stuff about this whole VisitR thing, and everybody's asking me questions on the side, because I've been putting myself out there, and I'm like, and I put my phone number out. I'm like, text this number, give me a video, like,
smart,
right, yeah. But I was like, hey, what do I got to lose? I didn't realize, but I was like, how's it going out there for you? Text this number, 484-885-8471. I did it again. Oh my God, it's too late anyway. But they all asked me about this butterfly story. Because
no wonder you haven't been responding to my texts, though, because you're probably backed up.
You hurt the ones you love.
That's okay.
So many close ones are like, why don't you text me back, man? I'm like, dude, you don't get it. You don't understand. And if I start to talk about it, they're like, you pompous, unhumble, whatever. All right, so with the butterfly story, we don't have to jump right into it, but a lot of people can't. I guess it's my fault because I posted a lot of things on my platforms, videos and a little butterfly this, butterfly that, but there is some significance to that, and I'm not saying there's some significance to that and the Illuminati. However,
well,
can we just start off with the butterfly story for those?
It'll tie in because I think, if correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 13 years. That occurred. So for me, you're dropping in this butterfly emoji to a bunch of people, and I wonder every time they see it, do they even have it?
Not a clue.
So,
It's never been told. It's never ever been told.
The buildup is really there. So at this point, a couple
people privately, but never been told, and I didn't think I was that important enough for enough people.
Well, let's get into it.
Ask me.
Paint me the story, though. The backstory was.
I'll paint you what I know, my perception of it.
Your side first.
All right, guys. So now we know Caso, and you've traveled the world. You've been out there. You're in the. Caso's awesome. All right. Like I said in my previous, I say this joke, but it's true. Like in my previous episodes, Kid Rock always said never name names. And it's like, what did I do? I just said Kid Rock. All right. So here's the premise. I met you. It was one of the best days meeting somebody that you connect with ever for me. It was on the top 10. And we were working at a job. You were a personal trainer. I still meet Mark years later. I said, and I was like, I gotta hurry. And we just started hanging out. You used to do cartwheels to work. You had the same level of energy that I do. You're so humble, and nobody's ever, in probably the East Coast that I've witnessed in many circles, seen such perfect abs. Perfect. As a matter of fact, we went to bed. I'm like, look at that. I'm sorry for that.
It's good. That's the one thing about getting older is I get less of that. So I'm happy about that, because then I don't have to feel like I'm about to hold a hernia from popping out just to show off. Dig it. But for
a while there, but you always had a place at my house. My one pad. Caso Couch, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And I remember you were like, you know what? What's all this ruckus? What's all this stuff with your, the whole BAM thing, all that? I want to meet him. What's going on? I want to know. All right, boom, bang, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you're the personal trainer for our old friend who's on his rebound, hopefully, in a good way. Finally, now he's doing awesome. I don't want to make the show about names, but we can't hide from it.
No, he actually said hello and wishes everyone the best. I
fell back a little bit because I want to let him.
Good.
Yeah.
He
helped me when I was down.
You're actually my intro to him, so that was kind of a nice segue into that. But you and I worked together at the Mustang warehouse factory, and that was my intro. And then actually, funny enough, from that intro, what ended up happening, and I don't mean to cut you off on the butterfly
This
story,
is about you.
But so
that'll happen before the end of the show because they want to know when you.
I'm trying to
you. I sometimes talk too much about myself. But
so what ended up happening was at the warehouse was you were the intro, personal trainer needed. I got a good celebrity buddy, brought me into the fold. From there, I guess weirdly enough, the focus became less of exercise and more about, hey, I think you'd be great in my music video, which then turned into the I guess
A1's Roller Rager, CKY. How about Earth Girls Are
which
Easy?
now I look back and I
you
watch
look sexy in that one. I was
man.
at one point, the first, I think, 30 seconds I met you, I could, as a guy, I couldn't even be jealous anymore. I was just like, well, then you're going to be on my team. I'm just going to be happy for you. Kind of like, Bam, like, you're a best skater. I'm just going to root for you.
It was always a bit of a
hands
strange.
down.
It was fun, but it was definitely for me. I was always wondering, like, God, is this going to hold up? I don't know if anyone's going to care.
Didn't you work for Chelsea Handler for a while there?
Well, the funny part about it is, so doing the Dead Girls Are Easy music video, I met Natalie Jean, who was a co-star of that, and she ended up putting me in touch with a stunt coordinator in New York and said, hey.
Wait, the same Lindsay that let me have 2 seconds of Jackass? But
No,
I had to
this
sign
is
the
Natalie
thing?
Jean.
So Jackass 3?
Yeah. So Natalie.
I'm thinking Lindsay. You're
thinking
Natalie.
Lindsay Jackass. But this is prior to that, actually. So Natalie Jean introed me to this stunt guy out in New York, and I ended up doing a stunt for a Keanu movie, which then turned into working as a stand-in. So while standing in on set, I look around and I go, I'm not into the whole standing in thing. I want to do stuff. I'm active. So I looked around, I see, what are people painting? People with fake food, and I go, that's art department. And so what ended up happening was I got into doing art department because I thought,
so
that's my in. I said I had always loved art, fine art, drawing, whatever. Ended up doing stand-in and said, next job I do in a movie, I'm going to do art department. So fast forward all the way to today, and I'm production designing here and there on films and TV shows and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the full circle up to now as to how and what I've been doing with it. Cool. But I owe it literally maybe all to you in a way, because if it wasn't for you, I think about it. If you cut that branch off, where does it go?
You're going to make me
don't cry on me.
It's going to go to my head.
But yeah, man, it's been a journey. So yeah, anyway, but I'm happy to be back here. Yeah.
Well, like if it wasn't me, it would be somebody else that we got you. You're like a... Flowers of many colors are not meant to just peel away and die. Anyway, speaking of flowers, who likes flowers? Butterflies like flowers.
Moths as well.
They like light, don't they? Don't they go right to the light and then just die?
That's it. So the butterfly was your big symbol of. I think I want to say you thought something was a soul. It was attached to it.
Okay.
That was my side of it.
You're going to make me admit that? I wasn't going to go that deep into the whole thing.
There was a little bit of depth, though.
There is actually.
There was something going on.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. Somebody I love. All right, so I'll paint the picture real fast. We got to get this out. We got to do the butterfly thing.
Get it out.
There's so much we can do for hours.
Free the butterfly.
We don't have enough
buddy.
time. I do these segments,
This is
all
nice.
right, the butterfly. Thank you. So there's a night. I'm going to touch your hand.
It's okay.
Touch your hand.
Let's touch together. Just a little bit. There you go.
We just did a threesome again.
This is good.
Again. Did we ever before? No, we didn't. Kidding. So.
Visitors.
Yeah. We're all visitors.
We're all visiting.
All right, the butterfly. So it was one morning. All right, so it turned out that my second home, right, just happened to be that party stop between Bam's house and the bar. And it's like everybody would get their tuned on at my little bar and then be like, we're over to the main event to go get some crazy Jackass stuff. And they would go right down the road and hit the castle. But I was honored anyway. I felt like I was like Mr. King, which I wasn't. I learned. But it was fun. We had so many memories. But I remember for that short period, there was a time we were waiting. It was earlier in the day. You were over. We were chilling. I tried not to work a day job as much as I could. I eventually came home. We were all chilling and we were looking up. And if you remember right, I had two skylights.
Yeah.
In the one room area, the main room. You were sitting on your Caso couch. I don't know if at the time Novak or some of these other people, the names, it doesn't matter. A couple heads, not many. 2 or 3 heads. My ex-wife at the time, I love her. But at the time, she was there. Boom. This butterfly came in. Somebody came in, and the butterfly came in through the door. And it was like, shum, shum, shum. It was obvious, Captain Obvious, right? Because everybody's just like, hey. Shh. Look at this. Look at this thing. And it was just like, went all the way up to like the top of the glass of the skylight, whatever. And I remember you were looking at me like, how are you going to get this out? You didn't say it, but I felt it. Maybe you didn't mean that, but that's what I got from you. But I walked over to it. I was in a mood, and this happened. Where's my camera? This happened, I swear to you. And I went over to the butterfly. very, very high up, and I said, "Come to me, butterfly."
You did say that.
I did. Come to me, butterfly. Honestly, I didn't really believe the butterfly would come. It was a 1 in a million shot, Doc, like Seinfeld. 1 in a million shot. He fell in the colonel. I don't know if you saw that, if you're familiar with Seinfeld. Name drop again, but it's the thing landed right here. It came right down immediately. It literally landed on by where my heart is.
It almost felt like it was like thrown at you. That's what I remember. The visual was that it wasn't, the trajectory wasn't even like a flying. It was like somebody decided to just throw it at you. And
it was timing meant to be, like it happened.
Never seen anything like it.
I can't believe we're talking about it now, but it has to be talked about.
It held up. I mean, I don't know yet. It might not have held up.
This is a witness, everybody. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, I learned a lot. You know how they always say, like, in life, like, okay, don't bullshit a bullshitter, I'm an old guy, and these glasses, I can't even read this. I need these now. Yeah. But I'll tell you, like...
Is it the same hat, though? I feel like that's the same hat.
Well, everybody knows I'm bald. Okay, sorry, that might sound... Yeah. But it is what it is. But, I wear hats just because I want to wear hats. It's like, I'm not, like, hiding... But I used to wear hats all the time because I'm like, oh, man,
I look good, dude.
We'll hide it. Once I accepted myself for who I am, it is what it is, But it took me a while to get to that level, right? Yeah. And speaking of, it's like, same thing with what we're talking about. It's like, well, you get it. It's about you, not me. I'm just so excited that you're here. I'm so excited that you're here.
I've been following you, brother. I keep an eye. I use the powers that be, the social medias, and I keep an eye out. And I'm always looking at what you're doing. I noticed you're taking up painting and stuff, and I'm super stoked because that's a whole other side of you.
Thank you. I started. Maybe you can help me with this later on. And I might as well bring it up now. Who cares? It's our talk. This is our podcast.
Visiting, right? Visitor.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I started another company. I got a couple. I got to focus. I got to stop. But
you keep this in your diary.
Though. I know I do. I have been single for a little while now. It's just, and now I feel like I haven't been for so many years in my life that I can finally focus on everything I ever wanted to do before I'm dead.
Well, listen, I recently have an opening for work. If you have any openings, there was a writer's strike and an actor's strike and a fire in LA, and
you know what? Let me get going a little bit.
Lot of work.
I got your back. I got your back. Give me some time. I started another company, a skateboard company called Ghost X Brigade. Now, as you know, we don't have to dive down this rabbit hole tonight. I was in the Team X skate club in the 80s with our man, and he was the only one that was good. So we're like, hands up.
Yeah. Phil Margera.
We'll just go for the ride. We suck. There's nothing we can do. Similar. So one thing led to another, and I had asked him about it. I was like, well, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm doing it. I'm going to ask Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk says, yes, I'm doing it. I don't care what you say. Hey, I'm doing pro skater now. And I'm like, I love you. Good. I'm so happy for you. I'm doing this.
You did it.
Ghost X Brigade, though.
Ghost X
so
Brigade.
It's coming in, when I'm trying for like July 3rd, whatever.
I love that, dude. I can't wait. I'm super
stoked.
But
this is supposed to be, I really want this to be, escalate this podcast.
This is great.
So much more, but I can't, I'm still so honored that you're here and you made it. You ended up.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
It's a thing. It's a physical space. We're here. We're doing it, and there's a lot to talk about. But that's the beauty of it, right?
Well, you'll come back. I know that, right? You'll come back because there's so much more. People love you too. You got to follow me. Forget me. I'm like, dude.
No, man. I really appreciate it.
I just hope you do because there's so much more to cover. I'm going to wrap it up soon, but there's so much more to cover. I'm just glad you're doing great out there. It's just so nice to see you. It's one thing, like you said, one thing to say stuff like I'm going to do something. But then when you actually do it and you have something, there's something to be said by that, I feel.
There's a sense of like a void
inside, like
exactly. There's this space of like, you're away from someone for so long, and then you don't really realize how much time goes by. And when living in Los Angeles as long as I had, because of things not changing, like the seasons not changing, the way you work continuously freelance, one job to the next. To me, the time from the last time I saw you 13 years ago, it doesn't feel like it was 13 years.
So we picked up right where we left off. And that's how you know about true friends, for me anyway. When you just you could not see anybody for however many, you pick up right where you left off. That's how you know.
Yeah, this has been great. And I
feel it. Thank you.
A new start.
I love you, man.
Yeah, man, I love you too. I'm pumped. I want to learn more about the whole. To be honest with you, can I be honest with you? The whole time I've been.
Go ahead. I got to wrap it up, but go ahead.
I thought there was gonna be more alien talk at Supernatural.
Well,
I kind of
we'll
had
get to that,
I got it on the back burner.
There's so much. It's like Willy Wonka. There's so much to
Okay.
do in so little
Okay.
time. We will get to all that. But the bottom line is, we're all visitors. We're all here together, no matter where you are in life, what level you're on, all that sort of
I
thing.
appreciate that.
And you know, I wanted to handpick my first 5. I love you guys so much.
You picked it, and you picked
You know,
well, and I appreciate you.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna get so much better. I'm learning. I got so many segments I want to plug in. Yeah,
A lot of paper there.
I know. I
saw
need
you-
it too, but I can't. Don't worry, I can't read it without reading it. So oh wait, what are they? Yeah.
Lots of
All right,
notes.
I'm gonna wrap this up. But all right, I'm just gonna say, everybody, check out Josh Caso. He's out there.
Yeah,
He's
you
doing
can
many
check
things.
out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got
pleasure.
Instagram. I've never done this, but it's Pleasure Rot at Pleasure Rot. I got a movie coming out called Swipe. It might change the title, but director Sean Whalen, he was Roach from People Under the Stairs. So he's got a movie coming out, and I was the designer. We shot it out in New Jersey, and super low budget. Some other great actors in it. We'll rock it out.
It's so cool.
Coming soon.
We're so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Excited to see you.
Yeah, excited to see you.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know what? Then that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to Visitor. Caso. All right, we're outie. Thank you.